everyone, and welcome to the first session in our beginner series. My name is Lauren O'Sullivan. I'm one of the yoga teachers with Help for Heroes, and I specialise in working with people who have experienced trauma, and I also have a specialism in breathwork.
Hello, and my name is Francesca Bingley. I'm a registered nurse and I'm also a Hatha yoga teacher. I work with Lauren on adapting yoga practices, and we work with finding ways to bring energy into the body, working with the nervous system. So today's practice, we're doing seated, so it's only seated, and it's ideal for anyone that has got a lower spinal cord injury, so we still have trunk stability to remain seated. Also for people that maybe have amputation, or also knee injuries.
So we're going to begin our practice. The first thing we're going to do is just get ourselves nice and comfortable. You can either have your eyes closed if you're comfortable with that, or you can shift your gaze downwards. If you don't want to close your eyes, you can also just soften your gaze and just have a sense of shifting your awareness inside your body. I'm going to close my eyes because it's a natural way of connecting, a natural way of bringing our attention inside the body. And we're going to introduce what we call the Namaste Kriya. And with this, it's really kind of marking the beginning of our practice. It's giving a sense of value to what we're doing. Rather than rushing through, we're actually creating and carving out a bit of space. So knowing that you've set up your space, you've got your mat, you've got your cushions, you may even want to light a candle if that's really what's pulling you. And we're going to connect to the Namaste Kriya. So Namaste Kriya, we take an inhale, we're going to raise the arms up if you can, and we're going to bring the hands together, sealing them in what we call Anjali Mudra. And we're going to draw the hands down to the heart as we press the thumbs into the sternum, and we just bow our head. And with this, we're going to bring our sense of enthusiasm, Via, but also we're going to connect to this energy inside of us, which is our driving force in life. This is called Bhakti, our reason for seeking to grow and transform and change. And it's okay if that isn't necessarily there right now, but actually, more than anything, there is a sense that you're open to bringing that to your practice. So we take a bow and we say Namaste, or you simply bow your head. So now we're going to begin our practice. We're going to introduce double breathing. So Fran mentioned earlier on some of the benefits of double breathing. And you probably haven't ever done this kind of breathing before. It's a faster breathing technique. We often focus on breathing slowly and rhythmically and soothing breathing, but actually we are using a practice, and these types of practices in yoga are called Pranayama. It's a way of really harnessing our life energy through our breathing. So double breathing, we are focusing today on our lower abdomen. This is a space which really tends to hold a lot of tension, and in our society we have a lot of social constraints about holding the belly in. So the abdominals can get very tight, and actually we're going to learn to kind of loosen them up. We're going to learn to use our whole respiratory system to breathe. And actually, because it's quite a fast breathing technique, it's a bit of a respiratory workout. Okay, so double breathing, you breathe in through your nose twice, and the belly will naturally inflate. And as you exhale, out through the mouth twice. The belly will naturally come back into the abdomen. So Fran's just going to breathe with me 3 kind of trial breaths, breathing in through the nose twice, out through the mouth twice, in through the nose twice, Out through the mouth. One more. Relax your body. Then we're going to take a slow breath in through the nose, filling the body up with our inhale. There's a slight pause at the top of the breath. Open the mouth, exhale to release. Now just turn your awareness inside your body. You'll probably feel a little bit stirring as we learn to be with body sensation and not react to it. So we're now going to move into the actual practice of double breathing in the belly. We're going to take 3 rounds of 10 double breaths. It's usually quite clunky when you first do this kind of breathing. It takes time for the belly to loosen up and to coordinate our breathing. Our mind tends to overthink things, but there is a bit of trust and training that happens over time. It will become very natural and actually really empowering to do this kind of breathing. So you can do it lying down if you find sitting up is making you feel a bit lightheaded. You can do it in your seated position, you can do it in a chair. And really, there is a couple of things that are really useful to know, that you're in the driver's seat of your breathing. So if it becomes too much, you can just stop. You know, you can do it lighter, you can do it slower, or you can actually bring even more energy to it. This is the whole thing with yoga, is that you are the master. So no one is enforcing you to do anything, but be open, soften and relax. So we're going to set up our practice. We're going to take 10 double breaths initially, starting inhaling through the nose twice. Away we go. Belly rise, belly fall. 2 more. Last one. Empty your breath out. Then you're going to take a slow breath in through your nose, filling your body up with your inhale. Hold it at the top, open the mouth, exhale to release. Whole body softens. Be in your body. Just feel how it is inside. There'll be some stirring, some fizzing, some buzzing. And you just keep relaxing and softening into your body. And you may notice that your breathing pauses for a period where you've oxygenated yourself. So we call this space that opens up after our dynamic breathing energized stillness, where there's energy and there's a background of stillness inside the body. So we're going to move into our second round of 10 double breaths, and we use the belly like a pump. So you may notice that your body's reacting quite strongly. So just self-pace. You know, if you need to dial it down or you actually feel like you need to boost it a little bit more, just bring that energy. And there's a real kind of key to this dynamic breathing, and that's just to not fight what's happening. We tend to get quite tight in the body. So we're going to begin breathing in through the nose twice. The belly will fill up. Away we go. Last one. Into your breath. There'll be a natural kind of kick back as you want to breathe in, filling all the way up. It's like pause on the top as you gather all your energy inside your body. Open the mouth and exhale to release. So you ride that wave of breathlessness inside the body. Just feeling opening and softening. The mind can have all kinds of opinions. And just notice how the mind is attracted to the kind of biggest energy, the biggest stimuli. Keep softening, keep letting go. As you have your own journey. So we ride this after poise, this dynamic stillness, really for as long as your body sustains it naturally. And then there'll be an edge that starts to kind of pick up where you really need to breathe. And this switch over. So we're going to go into our third and final round. 10 double breaths, breathing in through the nose twice, out through the open mouth twice. This time we're going to bring a little bit more vigor, remembering that you don't have to, but it's just an option to breathe really dynamically. Okay, away we go. Last one. Empty out. There'll be huge amount of stirring in the body. Take your breath in. Make it your own. Exhale our breath. So we are learning to be with big body sensations. But to simply open and soften to what's happening inside. So you will know if it's too much. Only you will know. And this double breathing, this dynamic breathing journey is such a personal one. It can be triggering, but also can be incredibly liberating as we learn to increase our capacity and not be afraid of our breathing. So you may notice that there's certain sensations around the body, certain areas of tension, fear, relaxation. all manner of experience can happen. And we are simply training ourselves to be open. So to seal in this practice, we're going to take a slow breath in through the nose, filling our body up with our inhale. And we're going to hold for about 12 seconds at the top of the breath. And away we go. Exhale on our breath to soften. So the dynamic breathing, it kind of breaks through a layer of tension that is sometimes quite hard to reach. And now we're going to use the asana. So asana is your posture, but it also means your relationship to life, to the ground. And we can get very caught up in yoga about postures looking a certain way and being flexible, and that is not the point. You know, what is happening inside these postures is the most important thing. And if you kind of think that we have like a pipe network inside our body, and the postures have a way of kind of unkinking the pipes. And also the dynamic breathing, the soothing breathing also does the same thing. It kind of knocks against these blockages that happen inside the body, this tension that gets stored through life experience. And so it's completely unique how it is in you. Some days you'll be more tense, some days you won't. So the mobility aspect, or that health aspect, is really a byproduct of the practice. So we're going to begin now by just blinking the eyes open and just checking again in with ourselves. And we're going to connect now to a soothing rhythm breathing practice. And we're connecting to our pulse. So I'm going to ask Fran to just start to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. If the nose is blocked, you can use a mouth breath. But we're actually going to learn over time how to almost go beneath our normal way of breathing. Okay, so you can get a ujjayi breath in the back of the throat. So you close off the back of the throat so the breath becomes audible. Breathing out through the nose. And knowing that the breath may be shaky, it may be tight, you're just going to not force anything, just keep the body relaxed, but have a sense of breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And the breath kind of makes the sound of the sea on the shore. This is called ujjayi breathing. Breathing in, breathing out. And we're just going to start to rock the body. So as you inhale, have a sense of the breath coming up the front body and down the spine on your exhale. So there is like this wave of body breath, breathing in and lifting. And as you exhale, softening the whole body. This is called pulsing, or spanda, as we call it. Breathing in, opening the heart. You may even find a lift of your chin. As you exhale, there's kind of like a grounding and introversion. You may even use your hands. So as you inhale, you kind of spread into your fingers, open out your palms, a slight rise. And as you exhale, there's kind of contraction, a release and a softening. So we always plug into this pulsing before we start to move. bringing the body, breath, movement and awareness all together. Breathing in. Breathing out. So now we're going to raise the arms, breathing in. Breathing out. Lowering the arms down. Inhaling, arm raise out to the side, or all the way up in front of you. Exhale, soften, release the arms. So you'll start to feel a nice openness of the chest through your ribs. As you inhale, you lift your gaze. As you exhale, you just soften your gaze, dropping the chin. Now we're going to inhale, raising the arms, and we're going to interlace the fingers. Stretching up through the palms. Exhale, soften, so you keep your fingers interlaced. As you roll the chest open on the inhale, lift your gaze. Exhaling, releasing, softening. 2 more pulses. Inhale to open. Exhaling to release. 1 more inhale to lift all the way up. As you exhale, you're going to release your hands down to your side. We're going to take a pulse of breath. As you inhale, you're going to lift your chin. As you exhale, we're going to come into a forward bow, but Fran's going to do a couple of adaptations so you can drop your chin. That could be enough. As you inhale, you lift your chin. Exhaling, dropping the chin. From here, you may wish to grab a chair and bring it in front of you. So you use the chair like the floor, okay, or having the legs out in front of you. So you're going to take an inhale to pulse that breath up through the body. As you exhale, you just start to creep yourself forwards, knowing that you may be carrying huge amounts of tension through your body. You're not going to force anything, because actually when you force, the body will tighten up against you because it thinks it's under threat. So what you're going to do is you're going to gently nudge your kind of boundaries so that you can start to grow into these spaces, using the pulse, inhaling to lift up. Exhaling, forward bow. 1 more pulse, inhaling to lift. Exhaling, releasing down. So another variation is to use a cushion. So if you want a little bit more stretch actually, and your body is kind of ready for it, you grab a cushion and you just bring it across your middle. And we're going to use the same thing. So inhaling to lift. Exhaling to bound. So you really kind of find that edge of your tension, and that's really that space where your body starts to feed back to you that there's something there to engage with, and then you use your inhale to back off, and then your exhale to kind of guide you through. So we use that pulsing depth over time. Exhale. So the final variation, or there's 2 final variations. You can bend into your knees, so you bring the soles of the feet together, or you can have the legs out in front of you, which is kind of really deepening into this movement. You use your inhale to lift. Exhale to forward fold. Dropping that chin. Inhale, open the heart, look up. Exhale, you can even take those legs out in front of you if it's available, just making any adjustments that you need to. And you may find that you make your own adaptations. But the most important thing is that we remain in that pulse action of breath. And we're going to take one more breath here. Inhaling to the left. Exhaling to forward fold. And then we're going to take an inhale. We're going to raise the arms all the way up, interlace the fingers. Open the heart. Exhale, release the hands down to your side as we're going to come into a hand balance. Okay, so what we're doing in our mountain flow is connecting to now a sense of strength. Okay, so we're going to use the inhale to press into the ground and lift the bum, lift the chin. As you exhale, you're going to release and you're going to soften down. We're going to take 3 more pulses using any variations we need to. So the bum may not actually lift off the ground. It may be just like a sense of movement. But over time, we want to have a kind of drawing open of the heart, a lifting of your gaze to your eyebrow center. And then as you exhale, you're going to soften down to that tailbone. We're going to take 2 more pulses here. Inhaling to left. Exhaling to release. So there may be some wobbles. You're going to firm up through your abdomen, through the heart. And then exhale, soften down. So now we're going to introduce the block. And we're going to bring that whole sequence together. The block goes off every 6 seconds, and it's really just a really nice rhythmic, soothing breath to sync your breathing up to. It will take time for your breath to get to that point that it meets it all the time, but it's an endeavor. So we're going to begin the practice again now. We're going to relax into our body. And then on the next block, we're going to inhale, just simply raising the arms up. Exhale, pulsing, softening down. Inhaling to left. Exhaling to release. So we're whole body breathing now, bring from the soul to the skin. Inhale. Exhale. Final pulse. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, release the hands down to your side. We're going to go into interlaced version now. Inhale, arm raise. Interlacing the fingers. Exhale, pulse. Inhale, lift. Out through the hands, exhaling. Go into your breath. Final pulse, inhaling. Exhaling, release the hands. So one more pulse, inhaling. We're going to come into our forward bow, whichever version you want to come into. Exhale. Inhaling to left. You can almost come all the way up as you exhale. You're going to bow forwards and find that edge of tension for you. Knowing that that pulse may be actually quite small. Inhaling left. Exhale to release. One more pulse, inhaling. Exhaling, forward bow. We're going to raise the arms all the way up on the inhale. Exhale, then release the hands down to your side. Inhale, hand balance, lift up. Exhale, release. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling. 2 more pulses, finding that lift. Softening through the body. 1 more pulse. Exhale. I'm going to do 1 more round. Inhaling, arm raise. Exhale, soften. Interlace version now. Inhaling, lifting the arms. Exhale, release. Final lift, inhale. Straight into forward bow now. Exhale. 2 pulses. So we're kind of moving a little bit more dynamically now. Exhaling, forward bow. 1 more pulse, inhaling. Exhaling to your final bow. We're going to sweep all the way up now into arm raise. Inhaling. Hands to the ground, exhaling. 3 pulses in our hand balance. Inhale. Exhale, release. So you're drawing energy from your pelvis all the way up to your head. Knowing that the movement in the body may be quite small, but we are moving life energy through the body. Final exhale. And now we're going to use an inhale to raise the arms up. Bring the palms together. Exhale, you're going to draw them down to your heart and just allow your head to bow. Take a pulse of breath, inhaling to open. Exhale, our breath. Inside your body. Just feel any changes that you've made to your energy. So now we're going to come into what we call the Shabda Kriya. We're going to lie ourselves down on our backs. So take as long as you need to adjust your body. You may want to grab a blanket, some cushions. So we've created a little bit more space in the body so that we can release it and we can relax into our bodies. And we're going to use our dynamic breathing again, but we're just going to take 10 double breaths now, breathing into the belly. So just relax yourself, soften, and have the palms up to the sky. Allow there to be a sense of let go in the body. 10 double breaths, breathing in through the nose twice. Away we go. 2 more. Last one. Empty out. Then when you're ready, you're going to take a slow breath in through your nose, filling yourself with your inhale. There's a slight pause at the top of the breath. Open the mouth, exhale our breath. Relax into your body now. And we're just going to shift our attention around the body. So we're all in such different bodies. But yoga brings a sense of an energy body. So whether you can feel this area of your body or not, whether it's there or not, we want to invite your mind to kind of go to these regions, okay? So bring your awareness to the tips of your toes, between your toes, soles of feet, tops of feet, ankle joints, shins, calves, knee joints. Soften into your thighs, hip joints, buttocks, pelvis, lower spine, navel, middle back, chest, shoulder blades, collarbone, fingertips, between your fingers, feel the energy in your palms, backs of your hands, wrist joints, forearms, elbows, tops of arms, armpits, shoulders, throat. You may feel sensation, you may feel nothing. Back of neck, jaw, ears, mouth, tongue, eye socket, ears, inside your brain, eyebrows, space between your eyebrows, top of head. Now bring your awareness to your whole body. Relax into your whole body. Whole body open. Whole body. So you can stay here for as long as you need in your own practice. Now, as we're practicing together, just invite you to make some soft movements through the body. Maybe wiggling into hands or taking a deeper breath, blinking the eyes open. And we're going to complete our practice by slowly bringing yourself back up to a seated position if you can. Just reminding yourself you don't need to go out to anything externally or out to your mind. We're going to complete our practice with our Namaste Kriya. Taking an inhale to raise the arms up if you can. Exhaling, drawing the palms down to your heart as we take a vow to ourselves for practicing, to those that have practiced with us, and to the teaching. Namaste, which means I bow to that in you that's in me. Namaste.
Namaste.